He's a Hall of Famer. He's Marshall Faulk sitting down. You look good, man. You look stylish. You look clean.
I don't look cold?
No.
Oh, okay.
Could you play? Could you play in this kind of weather?
No.
No. No?
No.
Coldest game you ever played in?
I'm going to say it was like maybe in the 20s. The old AFC East when I was with the Colts. Probably had a 25 game in Buffalo, maybe a 20, had something. Oh, you know what? I think we had something in the teens. Here we came to play the Jets, maybe second to last game of the season back in 97, 98.
But how does it feel in cold weather when you get hit as opposed to if we're playing in 60-degree weather?
When you're used to playing in a dome, it hurts a lot. But I hear guys talk about when they play in cold weather, and that's what they do. They really don't feel a lot of the hits. But when you're not accustomed to it, like myself, it hurt.
Do you care what the weather is on Sunday?
I do, and I only do because I believe that if you get to this point, and I feel this as a player and as a fan. And you have the best offense and the best defense. I want to see the battle. I want to see who wins the battle. I don't want weather to have anything to do with it. I don't want to say, well, it was 30-mile-an-hour winds and Peyton couldn't really throw the ball against this vaunted Seahawk defense. I want to see the game played, and I don't want anything to come into play but who plays well or who plays better.
Woody Page, Denver Post, had a column yesterday. He said if Peyton wins the Super Bowl, there's no argument then. Greatest quarterback of all time. You agree?
I don't think he needs to win the Super Bowl in order for that to happen. I know for me, he is the greatest quarterback of all time. And it baffles me that people they discount the 16 games that get you to the playoffs. Like, we've seen guys get hot in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Bad teams get hot in the playoffs. 9 and 7 teams can win Super Bowls. We've seen that. But you don't just get hot in the regular season and have 16 amazing games or, have 1 year, you play as long as Peyton hadn't had 1 year where you don't win 10 or more games.
Would you want to play with Peyton as the beauty of you, that you could catch the ball as well, but as far as the number of touches you have, would you get more touches with Peyton or less?
Probably about the same amount I got with Kurt. It would be the same. And if I played in the offense that Peyton has right now, I think it would be the same because we were pretty similar. And the ball it was spread around. You never knew.
Better offense, your Rams or Denver's offense?
I'm always go with what we did. And I don't think it's fair because the rules are different. It's like asking, about the old Chargers back in the day compared to our offense, or the Buffalo Bills when they were running it up back in the day. Defense and what defenses were able to do, it was so different, But and when you look at today's game, illegal contact, defenseless receiver, I'd catch so many balls across the middle and go through the middle, sticking out my tongue, saying, "You can't hit me," because they can't. They can't really hit you.
We're talking to Marshall Faulk, Hall of Famer, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. You're working with Verizon?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes, Verizon is powering up the Empire State Building. So last night, if you were here and you saw the green and blue colors of the Seahawks, last night it was all about the running game. They have a hashtag Who's Gonna Win. So if you're a fan of the Seahawks or the Broncos, you have to tweet and vote for your team, and your colors will go up. Yesterday was the running game.
Oh, cool.
Today it's a defensive battle. Who's going to dominate on defense? First ever time the fans get to decide what colors go up on the Empire State Building. I think it's pretty sweet.
I was talking to James Lofton yesterday, fellow Hall of Famer, and he was talking about, Peyton's Omaha. But he said, when we were playing, we had certain code words at the line of scrimmage when he was playing in Buffalo with Jim Kelly. Let me see if you'll follow this. If I yell out, Noah, 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 would you have any idea what I'm saying?
Nope.
Noah's Ark, 2x2, counts on 2.
There you go.
Then he said, Derby, Derby, Derby. 3 legs, triple crown, snaps on 3.
Okay.
Did you guys have anything with the Rams that was similar?
No, but
You can tell us now. You had code words.
no. I mean, with the Rams, we everything that we did, we didn't audible. We had no audibles, 0 audibles. Kurt will tell you we had.
Wait, he went to the line of scrimmage and he called the play that he had called in the huddle?
The play was called in the huddle, and we ran that play. And based on what the defense did, you had to decide who was the hot man, and if it was a blitz, you had to make a side adjustment. So there was no. It was all built into the offense.
I'm shocked at that.
Yeah,
I would think you always have that option.
no, we didn't need that
Kurt
option.
loved a blitz.
Yes.
He said, I wanted you to
Yeah.
blitz.
Now what we did do was from play to play and series to series, that side adjustment might change. So say if we're in 2x2, you understand? 2
Yeah,
by
I do.
2. Okay.
Yeah. Noah. I'm sorry.
All right, and we're in 2x2, and the linebacker comes, and we throw the hot. We throw the adjustment to Isaac. Well, the defense knows now that when that linebacker comes, that hot is coming. So they might, if we line up in 2x2, they might do the exact same thing. But we might change the side adjustment. Instead of it being a slant, it might be a slant and go.
Do you get more questions about winning a Super Bowl or losing one?
Winning. More people want to know about the experience of winning.
Because, you look back on how the defensive backs were able to play.
Right.
When New England beat you, like you can't play that way
No.
now.
No, not at all.
But they were, that secondary was predicated on being physical with you guys.
It's funny you say that. Like, you can't play that way. And Seattle plays very aggressive defense.
Yeah.
And this is just something, and I want to see it happen. I want to see if Richard Sherman, if he grabs Demaryius Thomas and they throw a flag, and then on the next play, if he grab him again, if they throw another flag. Because they just won't do it.
Yeah.
It never happens.
I said the same thing, that if I hold 1 out of every 7 and you catch me, I'll
Fine.
take that.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's going to be Richard Sherman, if he was your teammate.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
No issues.
No, not at all. And I was listening to what Joe said, in saying that it's calculated. I think that Richard does a lot of things calculated. I believe that was he got caught up in the raw emotions of the game at that point in time.
But he did the same interview right before he did an interview with Aaron Andrews, with a Spanish station.
Yeah.
So he did the same thing, stopped, got back into character when he saw Aaron, and then said the same thing. I just think he's too smart. He knows, and everybody's talking about him. And as a defensive player, how do you get talked about?
Dan, I agree that that's the case. I don't think his intentions were to take anything away from what the team had accomplished. But I also understand that there's raw emotion. That's why the league requires a cool down period.
Yeah.
But what do we do? What do we do? You have the game. You want to catch the player coming off the field.
I thought it was great.
Before you get to the cool down period.
Yeah.
That's why there's a cool down period.
How does this play out? Sounds like you're Peyton Manning.
Well, only because he's a friend of mine, and I would love to see all the other people whom don't look at him as the greatest quarterback just jump on board, because they need a reason to jump on board. If he wins another Super Bowl with a different team, okay, now we can say he's the greatest.
If you had a game to win, Kurt Warner or Peyton Manning?
I'm going to go with Kurt. I'll go with Kurt.
Even though Peyton's the greatest of all time?
Yes. I'm going with what I know.
Interesting.
I'm going with what I know.
Great to see you. We'll keep an eye on the Empire State Building, courtesy of Verizon, with the colors up there. Always great to see you.
Same here, man.
Thank you, Marshall. Marshall Faulk, Hall of Famer, courtesy of the NFL Network and Verizon.